ever notice how the world loves to dress up the truth like a clown, slap some glitter on it, and sell it back to you as a bedtime story? They tell you mermaids are just folklore, fairies are for children, leprechauns are lucky, and dragons? Well, those are just dinosaurs with a marketing problem. But what if I told you that all these so-called myths are just distorted truths? What if mermaids weren't cute little fish girls singing under the sea, but demonic entities pulling sailors to their deaths? What if fairies weren't tiny little things granting wishes, but fallen spirits playing tricks on mankind? What if leprechauns weren't just some happy-go-lucky gold hoarders, but something far more sinister? And what if dragons didn't go extinct because they never did? See, that's the thing about history, it's just a version of the truth somebody decided to put in a book. And the real truth? That's the stuff that got buried, rewritten, or laughed at until people forgot. But the Bible? That's got the truth sitting in plain sight, you just gotta know where to look. Now, if you ever cracked open a Bible, especially the parts they don't want you reading, like the Apocrypha, you'll find out real quick that strange creatures have always been a part of our world. And most of them, they ain't friendly. Genesis 6 talks about the sons of God coming down, taking human women, and producing giants, Nephilim. Abominations. Things that shouldn't exist, but did. And what do you think happened when the flood came? You think all of them just disappeared? Nah, my guy. Some of them survived. Some of them changed. Some of them hid. And some of them, they got rebranded. Mermaids, what do? They lure men to their deaths. They show up in cultures all over the world, even in places that had no contact with each other. Ancient Greeks had sirens, the Celts had selkies, the Africans had mami wata. Even in Asia, they talk about fish spirits tricking men into drowning. You see the pattern? That's not coincidence. That's history on repeat. And if you line it up with the Bible, these things sound a lot like fallen spirits. Demons. They take different forms, but the goal is always the same, destruction. Fairies? People think they're cute, little winged things sprinkling dust around like drug dealers at Disneyland. But go back to the old stories, and you'll see fairies were anything but friendly. They stole children. They tricked people into making deals they couldn't escape. They led travelers into the wilderness to die. Sound familiar? That's demon behavior. And in some cases, it's Nephilim leftovers. Same thing with leprechauns. Now, Hollywood has people thinking they're just little Irish gold hoarders with green suits. But the original stories say otherwise. Leprechauns were tricksters, shapeshifters, sometimes even taking the form of shadows or animals. They were tied to the old world, the fallen ones, the spirits lingering just outside human sight. Now tell me that doesn't sound like something demonic. And dragons? Oh, they want you to believe dinosaurs were just big lizards that died off. But here's a fun fact. Before the word dinosaur was even invented in 1841, the word people used for these creatures was dragon. Every ancient culture talks about them. China, Africa, Europe, the Middle East, they all have records of enormous, terrifying creatures that match what we call dinosaurs today. They didn't go extinct. They just got a name change. So, what does that tell us? It tells us that nothing is real and everything is real. That the truth is buried under layers of deception, waiting for the right eyes to see it. They took the Nephilim and gave them new names. They took the demons and made them bedtime stories. They turned dragons into fossils and dared you to question it. And you know why? Because the second you start asking questions, the whole thing unravels. But that's the world we live in. A world where the truth is hidden inside the lie. You just gotta be bold enough to dig for it.